Hello everyone and welcome to this Sonic movie thoughts, reactions. Wouldn't really say much of a review, but I am going to kind of talk about a few things. I'm going to do my absolute best to not spoil a thing or two, so if I do, I'm sorry. I'll try my best to edit that out and hopefully it doesn't affect the video. So, the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. What do I think of it? I'm just going to get this right out of the way. It was a fun movie. Was not excellent. It was alright. It was a fun hour and 40, almost 2 hours to sit through. One of the things I noticed is that who the demographic was for this movie, and it was pretty right on. It was right on the money. It was younger kids, but it was also for like a general public. However, there was some nice stuff that was thrown in there for us Sonic fans, so we had that as well. I'm gonna say this. I think obviously the two roles that mattered the most to people were Jim Carrey and Ben Schwartz, and I'm gonna say this: they did a great job. There were some parts in the movie where I felt like it was that specific moment was taking a little too long. There were parts where I figured that there were jokes that kind of just fell flat. Couldn't really get a laugh out of it. As more of an eye roll. There was some very interesting Easter eggs, not just from official Sonic lore, but from other kinds of things as well. I'm not exactly going to go into detail of what it could be or what it is, but it is very interesting to see something like that in an official movie. On top of that, I think Jim Carrey's performance as Robotnik was really goofy, almost to a point where it was a little difficult to tolerate at times. But for the majority of the movie, his character, the way he portrays it, does a really good job. Ben Schwartz as Sonic is such a very good fit. The attitude and everything, it's all there. He's young, he's arrogant, he's kind of like an overactive child in a way. So it works really well. And then I guess the other characters, Tom, who was played by James Marsden, and Maddie, who was played by Tika Sumpter, they did all right as support. I know that James Marsden's character is more of a main character, but I feel like, he's kind of like I think the way that their character, like his character and Sonic, the way they interact, it's kind of like you have the straight man and you have the overactive goofball. We've seen this duo so many times. You see it with like Chris Farley and David Spade and stuff like that, though not to that kind of extent and not done as well. No offense. But their interaction it's what you would see from these kind of movies. You have these two individuals with completely different personalities, but somehow it just manages to mesh well enough that it would go through. And then Tika Sumpter's, I just really plays a supporting character, pretty much. That's what it seems like. She's kind of just there for a small part of the film, and then also whatever side plot they had going on. So that's as much as I could say about it without really getting into the nitty-gritty of the film. When it comes to how they portrayed it, their characters, how the acting was. The animation was pretty good. It did seem a little awkward in some points. It didn't look right in some points. There was a specific shot, and this was shown in the trailer, but for some reason it looked very weird. It was the part where Sonic and James Marsden's character Tom were inside of the car and they were being chased by Robotnik. This is a part that's been seen in the trailers multiple times, so this is not a spoiler. But it felt like something happened because the shadowing around Sonic's nose was a little odd at some points, so it just looked very bizarre. So that's what I was trying to get at. And on top of that, there was a few segments where Sonic was running around. Obviously, the Great Wall of China part, which we saw in the trailer, I still feel like that looked a little bizarre. But without getting into into other details of the film, because that kind of just gives away specific parts of it, and I want to try and keep this as spoiler-free as possible. Those parts looked a little odd. The rest of it is just fine. It works. It does what it needs to. Moving on. The music that they used for it, again, can't really go into the... well, does it really matter what music is used? It's a lot of music from pop culture, whether it's from now or from the past, and I'm going to say the music they chose for it, perfect fit. And it's really nice. I figured they were just going to use like a lot of newer music. No, they didn't get that. It was a lot of older music as well, so there was something for everyone. As for the pacing of the film, very interesting. I don't think it was paced super well. If without saying too much, it was event, time skip, climax, end. Something like that. It felt like it was that kind of thing going on throughout the film, and it's not horrible. It's just something that I noticed and was like, oh, okay, whatever. It's doing its thing. You might see it in other films. You might, I mean, depending on what kind of movies you watch. So I'm just gonna say this: I'm not much of a movie critic. I'm not much of a reviewer. So that's something I noticed, and it just seems a little off-putting. But then again, the runtime wasn't as. It's not like a 2 to 3 hour movie. It's not like a 3-hour movie where it's like there's so much that you have to pad through, and it still felt like there was a moment or two that was like padding just for time, though it really shouldn't matter because it's a feature film. That's how I felt about it, but I could be completely wrong on this. Whatever. So, do I recommend the Sonic movie? Absolutely. It's a fun movie. It doesn't have to be excellent. It doesn't have to be amazing. It doesn't have to be a perfect movie. It just had to be a fun movie about Sonic the Hedgehog and whatever insanity he was getting into with that setup. And it worked. It worked well enough for what it had to be. It was serviceable for the diehard Sonic fans and for the general audience. Yeah, it's a good movie. So, don't think of this as any kind of like, I'm a paid shill for this. I'm not. So, I just want to get that out of the way. I went and paid my own ticket to go see the movie. And yes, I do run a Sonic the Hedgehog based channel, so I'm a bit more biased towards it. But I was very skeptical of how the entire movie as a whole would be, but I would still say it's worth watching. So that's as much as I can say without spoiling it. I'm going to upload another video where I kind of go into a few details, talk about a few things that I did like, that I didn't like. It's going to be spoiler filled, so I would not recommend watching that one if you haven't seen the movie yet. But with the least amount of spoilers I can give out for this video, I know it's very, very like... I'm not getting into many details, but it's a little hard to do so without accidentally saying something, so I hope you understand. Anyways, that's going to do it for this video. Let me know what you think about the Sonic the Hedgehog movie in the comment section down below, and please be cool for the others who haven't seen it yet. Do not spoil it. Just don't, okay? And with that said, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up if you want to see more content I produce. If you want to see me review like other kinds of, TV shows and movies and stuff like that that involve Sonic, let me know. I would like to know if you'd want to see me do this. Obviously I'm gonna go into more detail with that than I would with this, because with this, it's barely out. It is brand new. I can't do much with it without being that jerk who spoiled it, but I'm gonna do that in a different video. Not in this one. Subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to click the bell icon to get notifications for new content, and don't forget to follow me on my Twitch TV page where I stream games 3 days a week. Every Monday is dedicated to Sonic, so yeah, that's there. And on top of that, I want to give a shout out to the members of Knux Club Plus. Their names will be on screen right now, and if you want to consider joining and becoming a Knux Club Plus member, which is also a YouTube channel membership, you can get some cool perks along with it, and yeah, you can find out with a join button down below this video. And with that said, I hope you have a wonderful and safe day. Don't forget to follow me on social medias. I forgot to mention that part. And I will see you in the next video. Take care.
Let's take a dive in aquatic